Alright, so I'm on the way to the gym, and yeah, I know looking at me, you're probably saying, unless that gym is next to a donut shop, I think you're lying. That's a fair enough assessment. But I am actually going to the gym. I've been going now it's been about a month and a half. I go about twice a week. On Monday nights on the way home from work, and then on Friday mornings since I'm off. So, I am actually going to a gym because my work started paying for one as long as you go. So I figured, yeah, that was probably one of the bigger hurdles before that, was just finding the money to be able to pay for it every month. Because gyms are generally kind of expensive. The one I found was not terribly expensive, so that's nice. Anyway, that's beside the point. So, to the actual point, just wanted to do some another one of my father's thoughts on the father sort of segments, so to speak. And it's simply this. Logan, a 3-year-old, my little boy, sometimes I have no clue what he's talking about. Okay? I don't mean in the sense of just like I don't understand. Because my older son, sometimes he'll be talking about like a game that he's playing or something going on that I just don't know about, and I'm lost. I have no clue what he's talking about. But I know he's talking about something he's enjoying. So, but either one of them, either through just sheer ignorance of what he's talking about with my older son, or the fact that my 3-year-old sometimes just gets really excited, and even when he's not excited, his pronunciation of words has its sticking points because he's a 3-year-old. When he gets really excited and the words run together, it's even harder to tell what he's talking about. But guess what? Because they're my kids and I love them, that's okay. I love to hear them talk. I love it when something happens and they get so excited and they run up and say, "Daddy, Daddy, Daddy, look at this." And it might be something just every day for me. That happened on the way to drop him off at daycare this morning before I started heading this way. We were driving down the road and there was a blackbird, a crow, or a raven, or whatever, over on one of the little side roads we were driving by, sitting in the middle of the road pecking at something. I saw it. I didn't think anything of it. I thought, crow, raven, whatever, bird. But Logan, he sees it from his seat in the back, and he goes, "Daddy, Daddy, look at that black bird! Whoa, it's so big!" He was just excited. And so I got excited. I listened and I talked to it. We talked about the bird for a good 30 seconds. Then he got on to something else. But my point being, as his father, because I love him, even if what he's talking about is for me just, everyday, banal existence, nothing that would have stood out to me, because he was excited about it and decided to tell me about it, I got excited and I listened and I was engaged in it. So how does that relate to our father? Well, simple enough. I know, speaking from personal experience, there have been times when stuff's been going on, with me or with the family or whatever, where I've had the thought that, I could talk to God about it, but he's got bigger fish to fry. He's got bigger things to worry about. This isn't really that important. Right? If you're saying you haven't said that, you're probably lying. I'm just saying. We've all had that thought. We've all had something going on that, to us, for whatever reason, at the moment, seems important. But when we consider the idea of, well, I better pray to God about this, we go, oh, but why is he going to care? He's got this whole universe to run. He's got all these big things going on. What does he care about my flat tire? The fact that I'm running late to work? Whatever the little thing might be. or the little victories we have in life, whatever it is, what does he care? Well, the answer is he cares because he's your father. He might already know. In fact, he already knows what's going on. He already knows what you're going to say. He already knows what you're thinking. But, despite the fact that he already knows, not only is he okay with us talking to him about those things, not only does he put up with it, because if it was just he'll put up with it, if my sons came to me with stuff that they were excited about, and I acted like, well, this is interrupting my important stuff, but I'll listen. How long do you think it'd take for them to decide, I'm not going to bother talking to Daddy anymore, he doesn't care? It won't take long. Kids are quick. They pick that stuff up. People pick that stuff up. That's why I try. Now, I'm not perfect. I'm definitely not perfect. Oh, God, I'm far from perfect. But I try when one of the boys comes to me and is talking about something that I either have no clue what they mean, already know what they're talking about, or whatever, or if it's just something that I don't really personally have much concern for, right? I engage them in it. I talk to them about it. I get excited about it. Why? Because they're excited about it, and I love them, and I want to have that connection with them. The Heavenly Father does the same thing. He already knows what you're going through. He already knows what I'm going through. He knows. He sees those little victories you have or I have. He sees those things that, for him, are just, he created it. But for you, it's some exciting thing. He sees it. He knows. But he doesn't just put up with us going to him to talk about it. He doesn't just tolerate it. He desires. He seeks after. He longs for his children to come before the throne and say, Daddy, 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 look! Look what I did. Or look what they did. Or look what's going on. I'm scared. He longs for that connection. And so often we forget that aspect of God. We forget that he longs for that deep type of connection with you and with me because I think we let the enemy, the devil, get into our heads and say, Pastor Will, my pastor, likes to talk about the importance of what tapes you let play in your head. It's kind of a cool thought. But he'll say, he says that every one of us has in the back of our head these tapes that'll play that tell us, give us our worldview, give us our viewpoint on how things. And you can put in bad tapes and say, you're not good enough, you're not worthy, you can't do this. Or you can put in uplifting tape and say, you are loved. You have power. So, this has been a bunch of rambling, basically just to say to you that whatever you got going on right now, if it's something big, if it's something little, if it's something every day, if it's just something you don't think is important to God and you think he doesn't care, I promise you he does. He's waiting for you to come to him with it. And when you come to our Father, raise up your hands and say, Daddy, 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 look. He's going to listen. He's going to put aside, metaphysically, whatever he's working on, look you in the eye, and say, tell me about it. So, that's just a few thoughts from an imperfect screw-up of a father who loves his kids, about our absolutely perfect non-screw-up of a heavenly Father who deeply loves his kids. Hope y'all have a great day, and I am about a minute away from the gym where I'm going to torture myself for the next hour and a half, 2 hours. Yay. God bless.